Hello, family. Good morning, good evening. Welcome back. It has been a minute. Actually, it's been more than a minute. Um, I believe where you are, you're doing well. We're coming to almost closure of this here, and I had to disappear because my voice had issues that I had to be rectified. I haven't healed fully, but I'm better as you can hear. I think uh, all is well for now. While I was off the charts, I've been watching you guys hit those moves. I've been watching you catch those pips like snipers. You know, I've seen your comments. I've seen growth. I've seen honesty. I've seen energy. I've seen the positive vibes that you guys are doing and sharing. I believe I couldn't be more proud of uh, this community. So to everyone who stayed around, subscribed, to everyone who stayed logged in, to everyone who kept on studying this craft, let me say that you are the real OGs, you are the real MVPs. Your dedication while I was away is exactly why we are about to, you know, take this to a whole new level. So today we are back with a fresh mindset, with clean charts, with this sharp execution as always you've seen us do, and I hope that I will not disappear again. So let's lock in, let's grow, let's get the money, let's make the market respect our presence again. Maybe my biggest question is, are you ready? Are you ready? Because I'm not just back, but I'm back with a purpose. I'm back with an intention that if you do not make it worthwhile this year, you have another year coming up. I believe that this year have shaped you. You've tried to master the patience that I always talk about, because I believe in everything that you do, there has to be alignment of time, patience, and price. So, welcome back, guys. I want to do a short recap of what we did last week and maybe what we anticipate to happen this coming week. Remember, in the middle of everything, patience is a virtue that you have to train yourself, because we are not, a rush does not really make money, but patience helps you not to lose a lot and most likely get the best moves. So, uh, welcome back. I missed you guys, but we've been interacting at X, and I believe you've seen, you've witnessed magic, you've witnessed precision trading, and it's just about to begin. It's about to get better. So here we are. So today I want us to look at DXY, the chart in front of us. When you look at this chart, we have carefully, if you can zoom in to that level there, you can see that last week we had that uh, swing low there, failure swing. If you look at GU, took out this low, EU did not, so we had that clean SMT. And as you can see, we had Tuesday take out Monday's high, but failure to do what? Failure to take out this 9th of October high. So after I saw this, so we had, this is Monday, Tuesday. I love to draw these daily delineations like this because I'm more of high touch than high tech. I know we have indicators that can help you show the daily separators, but that is good if that is okay with you. So this is our daily chart. You can check this one here. If we go to our hourly chart, So I want to do time frame alignment very fast so that I don't keep you here for so long. Um, this is clean. This is good. So I want you to look at price here. So we hit that clean SMT. We hit Monday's high here being taken on by Tuesday, and then price came down, closed below the last down close candle before price went to take out that high. That was our breaker block, which could have been our best entry, and then price decided to do what? To continue going down. Remember, objectively, I wanted to see price come to this gap here, but I changed the mind so fast, and of course I will tell you why I changed my mind very quickly when I saw what I saw, and then I decided to act on that TGIF. So you can see Tuesday high of the week, Wednesday, it's all about now positioning yourself, waiting for price to open higher to a key level, go down again on Thursday, open higher to a key level there, and then go down like that. So we could have tagged this one, could be amazing if we did that, but we did not do that. There's no harm in you know, failure to do that, because it will come back there. So you don't need to be worried about that. So this is the logic that I had on DXY bearish. In fact, almost a number of people, you saw them so much inclined on DXY being bullish, but this was a simple logic. I believe now you see what exactly was happening here. If we can go back to the daily chart, and then I can show you something else. So you look at the daily chart here. So allow me to remove these drawings because we're done with the drop there. Now, why was I anticipating this TGIF here? So I want to bring your attention to this inversion fair value gap here. And I've graded that inversion fair value gap in that manner. You see that? Now, let me remove this. There is a set this one for OT later. We'll look into that later. So you see price violated it once, then went high. Now when it's coming back the third time, I believe it is now going higher. Now that we had 1, 2, 3 days of expansion, Tuesday high of the week, then definitely Friday should trade back into the range. That is the anatomy of how I trade my TGIF. So you can see that price came to 50% of this gap, or IFVG, inversion fair value gap, and that's where I want you to take, or I want to take you through. So I want to draw a line here. So this line will represent that 50% of this gap, so that I can remove this one here. You see that? Now we know that we have this reversal here. When price is approaching the 50%, you should be selling EU and GU, buying CHF and yen, as DXY is now expanding higher. Now, remember, wicks are gaps. So after knowing this has happened, that is when I tweeted and I told you that I don't want to see price fill the gap. I want to see higher prices from here. Before I tell you something, I want to go to 1 hour and show you what happened. You see that? That is amazing. Yep. Hopefully you can see that clearly. That is very amazing. If you had such I, so we had 50% of that inversion fair value gap being respected there. Then price, when price did this, what is this? From a key level, and then price closed above this last down close candle, that was an order block. In fact, the moment I saw that, then I changed my mind for price going to that gap down. Actually, I thought we could get to these highs here, because these are low resistance liquidity runs, very nice relative equal highs. I believe probably if market opens, we can get those highs there. Back to the daily. So how could you have made advantage of this move higher? So after knowing what I've done down here, I want to take your eyes to this wick here. You see that wick there? We can grade that wick, and From here, if I go to now my 5-minute chart or 1-hour chart, I can now explain something here. I believe this is clear. Good. Now we had this low here, which price actually respected, and then price now started. Now I'm watching how price will react off this short-term high here. That is where my eyes were, and you can realize that when price respected the 50% of that inversion fair value gap, what happened actually, you see this move here, this expansion is very nice, causing market structure shift here. When the market changes sentiment like that, I want you to look at each and every, you see this is that 1-hour order block there, so can remove this one. I want you to check on how each expansion here is actually behaving. So price expands, leaves a fair value gap in that level, comes back, respects and pumps higher. Price goes higher, leaves a fair value gap, expansion. Look at the energetic moves that are crossing above those key zones there. Then again, price goes higher, comes back again, respects that, pumps higher once more, and then comes back, fills it, and then all the way takes out this short-term high here, filling this gap here. Now, this alone is very important. Now, you will see me taking trades from these lows here, but I don't want you to be excited about that. There are better entries which you can do what you can actually take. For example, if you come to this level here or this one here, you can easily see optimal trade entry, high, the low high, lower high there. That is an optimal trade entry there. And also, you could have waited for New York kill zone. You get your best of the best entries. Don't know what you understand that. What I mean is, if you go to 7, you see this is 7, and what we have here is what? An expansion and a fair value gap. So we have order block, fair value gap there, kill zone 7 to 10, 7 to 10. So this is 7 to around 10, 9, 10, somewhere there. So this one here is enough for you to make a living. So this entry here, going long here, or shorting EU and GU there, and you can easily get your best case scenario there. You see that? To that high there, and even it went high. That is at 3RR. If you wanted 2RR, it could have gotten it so early, just there, and you close your day. You see that? So that was a very nice TGIF there. You could have taken advantage of. So what I believe in is aligning time with price. Nothing beats that. Okay. That said and done, I want to, now you know why I was bearish the whole week and why I was or why I took this TGIF. Now let's go to EURUSD. GBPUSD daily time frame also. We can remove this and then we just have a clean chart so that we can discuss it stepwise. I'm concerned about this price action. Remember, we have this SMT here, very clean price action there. See that? And then Tuesday did the same thing, took out Monday's a low there. You see that? So what I'm anticipating from here is higher prices. And that is exactly what happened. So you can see Monday inside play, Tuesday expansion higher, Wednesday, Thursday, and then a Friday. So you can see that we had those 3 days expansion. That was very, very beautiful. So If we go to 4H first, I want to go to 4H, explain something. Remember, everybody was laughing about when I was very bullish. You remember, we wanted price to respect this gap here. You see this one here? Yes, this one. So I believe that when price closed below it, it stopped me out. People started selling, but I still bought down here. And then I sent a conservative entry when price closed above here. It's told you now from here, you can now start continue buying higher all the way to these relative swings or relative equal highs there. One thing I can tell you, never, ever, ever, ever fail to trust yourself. Like, trust yourself and know that that is how growth begins. Okay, if you fail to do that, then it will be something else. So Tuesday takes out Monday's low, but fails to take this low here, though GU took out that low. And then we had a very nice price moving higher. You see that? Now, if we go back to the daily chart, good. So you can see that we had already taken sell side there. So I was convinced for higher prices. So when you saw people try to argue about I'm wrong, I don't know what, this and that, I did not change my bias, never, because I trust my system and I know it works super well. So all I'm trying to say is that try to always encourage yourself, either stop loss or um, take profit. Just appreciate yourself that you followed your system and it did well. So we had relative equal highs there. I hope you saw the charts I shared. I had drawn that line there and some highs there. So we have this low here, this low, high, lower low. That is the last up close candle. That is a breaker. Price closed above it there, came back, respected that, and then we started to go higher. So reason enough, or the reason why I believe price was going higher, even though I got stopped earlier because I tried to trade on a Monday. So we pay the price sometimes. It's not going to be smooth road all the time, but at least a number of times you can bear me witness that we're doing an amazing job, uh, like never before. So I believe that is it. If we go back to the daily chart, I want to talk about the TGIF. I saw someone say that my winning streak on TGIF is alarming. We have to do that. We have to do that. Now, there's one thing I know some of you want me to talk about, how I was able to get this entry. In fact, I entered there and then it dropped. I want to bring your attention to this order block there. That's an order block, daily order block. And then I want to grade the open and the close of this order block here, like that. Look where magic lies. Do you see that? At 50%, at 50% of this order block, because I am anticipating lower prices, I'm pressing the button there. Beautiful. You see, it is not something complicated as some of you might be thinking. Once you know what you're doing and you have the key levels, there you go. So I caught that entry at that given point there. If we go to the 1 hour chart, I want to, and then now here, I gave you something so nice. So you look at that. I got in there. So I wanted price to drop to this level here, but we do not get there. But we can get there on Monday. You see that? But I gave you something that some of you must be so proud of. I gave you a very safe, conservative entry. This series of up close candles there. That is an order block. Okay. You see that? Yeah, so that is an order block there. Change in state of delivery happened up there. Then we had more of this. All this one, if you go to higher time frame, is just a single candle. So when price closed there, I told you this is your entry there. Beautiful, 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 guys. you have to take advantage of that. You see that? Then stop loss just depends on how much you want to risk. That was a very, very clean move down. Yeah, we can't fake this. You have to know what exactly you're looking for, how you want price to behave, and then from there you can get your entry. It is amazing, and I'm happy when I see that some of you are able to read price on your own. You can get your execution on your own, so that I'm not supposed to influence you. Okay, it only takes one trade to, or one person to confuse your what, your setup, so that you think because this guy has been doing it and so well, I believe in him or no. First thing, do your analysis. If we meet at the floor and we realize that we are just having the same setup, then we are okay. We accept the risk, either stop loss, or we get us a loss, or we get again. We just move. So I'm not there to share signals to you. No, I'm there to just help you read price, and I'm so proud that some of you, you are doing the exact good thing, and you are on the right path to greatness. That was amazing from some of you. So this is beautiful. TGIF, Tuesday low of the day, Thursday half of the day, Friday trading back into the range almost 20 to 30%. I believe this one is easy. This one is self-explanatory. You don't need magic to see that one. All it requires is what? Patience. Okay. Yeah, just patience, and we are good to go. So don't be worried about how I catch these highs. I'm always, when I'm sending you a setup, know that I'm already in. So I'm just sending you a conservative entry where you can have an entry that has less risk. That is done. We can now we go back to daily before I move out of there. So I want to see this gap being filled. So already we have a buyer. We can get into this gap. How price behave from this gap if it inverts this gap. Let me show you something here. If price inverts or violates this gap, then we come to this relative equal highs. If it responds from this gap nicely, you see we have still areas to target up here. Like you have to be, you need to have an edge. Like you should be able to be like, if price does this, then I'm going to do this. So if it fails here, we come to this relative equal. So we respect this one, we go high. You can see we have a very nice swing high there where liquidity is resting. So it is just like that, nothing much. Comes back here, respect this, we have a change in state of delivery, price comes back, and then we go high. If not, if it fails and closes below here fully, of course that will be a strong key level to do what? To continue price lower to this relative equal loss. It is not much. You see, you don't need to force it like it has to do. No, just wait for price to do what it does, and then from there make your informed decision. Okay, so you don't have to be like, as I see some guys like, you are forcing it. You really want to be right. No, I don't want to be right. I just want to make money. That is my objective. Let's look at GBPUSD. This was a good one. I loved this one. We can also look at it from this stance. We had we had price do this. You see that? So we hit that SMT there. Yeah. So when price is closing below that, this is what? Tuesday, confirming the low of the day. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I want to talk about the bullish scenario. Then we can talk about the TGIF. So Monday played inside, then Tuesday manipulation to then we asked to go higher. So if you look at what we had there, this is good. All right, you can see that. Yeah, you see that. This is good. If you look at the 4H, You remember what we said? When I got stopped out from this order block, in fact, I thought price could respect this order block, but it came down heavy, took me out. I got in there when everybody was selling from this inversion fair value gap. You see, you really have to, once I've done enough analysis on DXY, man, nothing, no one is changing my bias. No one. That is how much I trust myself. Because I know once I do enough work on DXY, I know it can respect a key level a number of times to lie to people that this is time, but then from there you see now from here we hit this Tuesday low of the week, price went higher. Once now it confirms, closes above here, you can see we have this inversion and also this fair value gap here and this order block. From there price went higher to fill this gap up here. So that was easy without fear of contradiction. Sometimes you just have to make your work look easy. Don't draw so many lines, don't bring so many indicators, like they all bring confusion. You see me, it's just a line and a box and I'm good to screw this market. So I believe that is enough for that. We go to the daily chart once more so that I can talk about how I was able again to catch this high here. So remember, this is Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday I'm anticipating a TGIF there. You see that? So when the price is coming to what? To this order block, I'm selling. So already EU had already gotten into that daily order block opening price. Okay, so the moment this was nearing this the opening price of this up close candle, I sold there. Why? Because already EU has tapped into this daily order block. So I had to take advantage before it does what? Drops lower. But let me open your eyes a bit again. I want to show you that. So when I'm going, you see, when I tweeted about I want to sell when market is very bullish and I want to buy when the market is very bearish, that went over the heads of many in the comment section. You can go check that tweet. People are tripping, man. But the fact is that once you understand the day of the week, the session of the day, then you are good to go. You can get that high there, or you can get the entry that I sent later. Okay, this one. You don't need to get that entry up there. I can remove these gradings there. So I wanted to grade this one so that you can see that at this second quad here, we had what? A fair value gap there. So if I remove that one, then I told you this is what? A unicorn forming. And still, people were arguing. Look at that. You don't need much. So sell side taken, displacement lower, market structure shift here, and then price gets back to what? To a fair value gap. I sent this one. This is the entry you need. You don't need this entry up here. It's a bit dangerous if you don't know what you are looking for. It needs confidence, and you know that the risk it can come with. But with this one here, guys, tell me, isn't that easy? Yes, it is very easy if you know what you're looking for, right? So this run here, that is very, very enough. To be honest, that is very enough for you on a Friday. You can bear me witness that that one is extremely, extremely, extremely enough move. It was a very nice drop there to that key level there, and then you're out. Yeah, that is a 2R. Simple. Depending on your risk, how much you are risking, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money we cannot talk about, right? You see, that was so direct. So I've talked about why I was very bullish and why I had to take that TGIF trade. I think we are on the same page up to this point here. If we go back to the daily once more before I move from this chart. Now, we had price tag this key level here, but if we want to continue higher, because we have taken a number of liquidity here, if you want to continue higher, want to see price open, it can take Friday's low, then we can go higher to these key levels. But if this fails, you can see we have swing low, but this is high resistance, this is low resistance. So if we go higher, the better because of that. So if we can get price open to this, then we can get that, we can take out this high for next week. That will be amazing. Sorry, that will be amazing. So if it fails, then we can come down, but this is more of high resistance compared to the upper side. That is it's all about patience. You don't need to rush anything, because we have 5 days in a week to trade. Why should you hurry? Who do you want to impress? No one. Be patient, because you know what you're doing. Let's move to USDCHF. This was amazing, right? Wonderful, wonderful. So let's remove this one first. Beautiful. So you can see that this is Monday. We hit that SMT there, failure swing there. See that? And then price started to drop low, and again you look at it from this other side, that is an order block. Price, when it closed below, it came back and respected. Look at these bodies here. This is good. Okay, this is good. I don't know how you can call it from there. So we had Monday, failure swing on Tuesday, and then we had Wednesday, Thursday, and then we had Friday. I don't want to talk about Friday because I will talk about that in TGIF shortly. So that is it. So we go to 1 hour chart. All I'm doing, you can realize I'm doing time frame alignment for those who are very keen. You know, somebody might be waiting for, what is he doing? Why is he moving from daily to this and that, right? I'm actually doing time frame alignment. So we have that, and you can see that I tweeted this one in the 4H time frame. Let's go a bit higher. Yeah, this one here. You remember when price had taken out this high here, so I can now do away with the order block. You see that one? We had manipulation there, and everybody was trying to buy off this for, but I wanted it to fail because we had already taken liquidity the previous week, right? So I want this to fail so that we can. I gave you an eyeball here. If you remember, you can go check. Why? Because of this relative equal laws. Sometimes that's why I said I was very intentional about the charts they sent. I gave you this an eyeball down here. Why? Because of this relative equal laws here. You see that? Like it feels like I had the script at hand before everything. So we had these laws here, we had these laws here, and price, it actually played out so well. So that was easy. So displacement down, you have an institutional order flow entry drilled there. You see that? Immediately price tagged that high. Let me try to zoom in for someone to be able to see that. You see that? That is an entry there. Price displaced lower, came down here. So that on Thursday we had our another entry there. You see that? Then we continued to clear our targets there. So those eyeballs there, I placed them there on purpose so that at least it's good also when you think like, why are those things there? Why are those two eyeballs there? What is the significance? Are you getting that? Okay. Now I want to remove this. Now you see we had Monday high of the week. Okay. I want to remove these drawings here. Go back to the daily chart. Show you something about this TGIF. How was I able to take this entry down here? I'm buying when everybody's scared to buy because everybody's seeing it as a bearish market. So if you grade this one there, I wanted price, in fact I did not even want it to go that deep. I wanted price to respect the upper quad of this gap here, then we can continue higher, but price did not do that. Okay, that's when it was very heavy, when the body is down here. Listen to that. When the body is down here, below all these quads, I was in the 4-hour chart. That is, I think that is when I sent a chart there, and I told you that now I want you to look at this one here. So I was now considering this. You see that inversion there. There's a statement I wrote there, and some of you got it, understood that, and that was impressive. If I put a line there, you see this one here. So I was now trading this candle when it is closing below. I said I don't want to sit down here. Now we have this upper gap from the daily. We have this 4-hour gap here. So because it's on Friday, we had Monday high of the week. On Friday, I want price to trade. In fact, I wanted to at least trade all the way into this gap here, but we did not get there. But was it necessary for it to get here so that we can make money? The answer is no. You understand? So that is it. That is what we had there. So you see 50%. So I'm entering somewhere when the market is really pumping down. I'm pressing that button there. That requires some balls of steel to be able to do that. Okay. Now, that said and done, let's go to the 5-minute chart so that I can show you how beautiful this, was. Okay. So now you see we hit the 50% here of this line here is the 50% of the 4-hour inversion fair value gap, and then these gradings are for the daily gap. You understand? Good. So you look at this one. So once price does that, it expands higher, market structure shift there, and then it left a fair value gap down here. I want to place it at somewhere at the center at least. For yeah, I think that's okay. Can you see that? Yeah, I think that is pretty nice there. So when price is respecting the 50% and going, you see it's like it closed below the 50% because we are on the 5 minutes, but you've seen from the 4-hour and the daily, it is all this is just a rejection. Okay, so displacement high after taking this short-term low, we had what? That is a fair value gap there. Let's change this. You see that? Yeah, that's a gap there. Then this candle that took out this low here, that is what? An order block. So order block plus fair value gap, nice entry there, price goes there, comes down once more, and then again to this gap, then pumps higher, then a bit consolidation as it waits for the session that I always talk about, New York. Look at this one here. Now, what is this? This 650. That is 650 to 710 macro, but I'm so much interested at the candle, the 7 candle and the 10 candle, 7 to 10, right? Good. So in between here, you can get your price easy and target that key level up there. Now, you don't need to catch this move down here. You can get this one, and then you can get this one now when New York opens. You see this? Good. So we have a displacement from the lower quad of that gap. Then price respects that gap there, displaces higher. Okay. Comes back, respects this, goes higher, comes back again to this quad. What do we have here? Fair value gap. So some of these retracements is where people shake. Yeah. Because you are looking at it from the lower time frame. If you look at it from higher time frame, you couldn't shake from there. Then price went higher to clear those highs there. So we had a very nice open low high, then close candle there. So this entry is all you need. You don't need those crazy entries down there. This is the entry you need. Yeah, that is the entry you need. And then up to there, you don't even need to wait for this retracement. You have your bread and butter setup there, and that is it. So this is the reason why I was able to catch this move down here. But all the time, of course, I share to you the conservative entries. I don't, uh, uh, need to give you some entries that are going to harm you. You understand? So you see that? So we can remove this. So when price closed above this one here, body closed this, I shared this chart, and I believe this was a nice run. I wanted to see it at least get here. It did not do that, but does not mean if you are on the right path, you do not make money. So it is amazing, very heartwarming if you understand exactly what happens from what level. So this coming week, I'm watching this gap here. If it respects that, we have these lows here. If it closes above, then we can catch these highs here. But at least we have this week. If it can eat into this week before anything, the better. So I'm still trying to see how the price responds of this one, because we have this low, high, lower, low, down. This is a daily breaker, you see, and we have this fair value gap. So if it respects that, then we can get to this level down here. Analysis should be that simple. Don't spend too much time trying to argue with the charts. That is very chaotic. It will harm you. Okay, good. I look at USDJPY. This was also a good move. So we had want to talk about the bearish side. Now that you have an idea of DXY in mind, we can get this done also. So we had a Monday candle there, Tuesday. So Tuesday confirming the high of the week there, and then you expect Friday TGIF. You see that? Beautiful. So we had that SMT, and also price taking out Monday's high there. So once that happens and price closes, you can go down to your lower time frames and find your setup for lower moves here. So if you go to 1 hour, I'm going fast because I can feel my voice trying to misbehave. Let me try to hurry up. So this is Monday's range. Tuesday, it is still Monday, I think. This is Monday, all the way Monday, then Tuesday here. So Monday half the week. So sometimes you can see 17 there, but sometimes I usually adjust them to 0000. More so on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Or you can just still use 1800, and then you're good to go. So we had that reversal there. Then manipulation, price displaced lower, fair value gap. This one, price went higher, came back, order block, fair value gap, pumped low again, came back more, once more, and then dropped. So this was a nice sell when everybody was buying. You don't need to be among the crowd. You have to stand out, trusting yourself. There's no shame in trusting yourself. I want to talk about TGIF. So I can feel my voice again. Ah, man. I hope it allows me to finish this. So I hit this gap here on the daily chart, okay? Remember, it's on Tuesday. This is Tuesday high of the week. Then we hit Wednesday or Thursday low of the week. And then I expected Friday to respect the upper quad of this gap here. Someone said he wants to see it dig deep into this before going. Remember, it's on a Friday, day of the week, session of the day. You understand? So it's not, you don't go to this market with theories. Just have facts and study, see what prices are behaving. So you don't expect that it did this and then to continue lower from here again. No, it's on Friday, so we want to see price at least reject, correct back into the range. Okay, now on 4H, I sent something here which was so beautiful. On 4H, I want you to see how it plays out here. On 4H, remember, I had given you this gap here. And I had drawn something like I thought it will open there to go down and then now continue higher from there so that we can have our manipulation here, but it just went to our manipulation and then started to go higher. That was beautiful. Okay, now, and you see it's the upper quad of the daily fair value gap, so I can remove this lines here so that we have that clean chart there. You see, now if you go to the 5-minute chart, you will see that we had a number of opportunities to go in and make the best out of this. Okay, so you realized I'm selling down on the upper quad of that daily and the 4-hour fair value gap. That is how I get those funny moves that keeps everyone questioning, right? But you don't need this one. Let me show you something. I want to show you what you need. I want to draw a line on 7. Right, from 7 to 10. This is what you need. You see that? Now we have already established that now we are going higher because of this rejection, and now price is pumping higher, comes back and then goes higher. Now I want you to have your interest here. Price takes out this low here, then let me draw this one, man, so that someone can see. See that? Low, high. What is that? The last up close candle after sell side sweep. This is what? A breaker, right? And then inside that breaker, we have what? A fair value gap. You see that? What time of the day? New York kill zone or session. And then it is also within the macro 650 to 710 macro. We have the fair value gap there. So why, if you look at this one, this, you see all these relative equal highs, that should be your target. I want you to tell me how much could have hit costed you to get this right. Just this move alone. Isn't that the move you need that you've been looking for years? You see that? Yeah. I'm sure if you get this on a Friday, man, you will go touch something over the weekend. Huh? You see that? Easy, easy, easy. Like I cannot talk more about this because I'll spoil, I'll overcook here. But this alone is all you need. Take care of these time frames. 7 to 10 is one of the easiest time frames that you can, or sessions that you can trade and make your money and go live your life. That is the most important thing. Remember, the objective is to make money off this market. So we have a new week coming up, and what you can see, we have what? We have gaps here. We have this gap here, and also we have the upper gap here. Price can go to all these gaps and still drop or just continue high. We study and see how the market will respond from here. You don't need to, the problem is you want to share a chart in advance so that there's no one to impress. Like, people know these things in a manner that you cannot even imagine. So if you want to be a good trader, just be patient, let the market open, see now it's happening like this, it's behaving like this. Now what should I do? Then you have your, okay, so if it respect this and you see some displacement causing market structure shift, then you can continue lower. If you see it pumping higher, closing above here, then of course we are going to this one here, closing above here, and then you understand, like, it is that simple. When you go to the chart, ensure that your daily is clear. If you are not clear about your daily time frame, leave Monday and Tuesday to play out. From there on Wednesday and Thursday to Friday, you can make the best out of it. And if you are patient enough, trade on Friday. Of course, I don't want to talk about much about that because the evidence is on the walls and you've seen that happen each and every single week. Beautiful. I want to talk about features here, and I'm done, so that you can go have and enjoy your weekend. So you see, this is on Tuesday, Wednesday rather. We hit this range high and this range low. So this price is taking out this high, but Wednesday is failure swing there. So already we know that we have a reversal there. So what I want to see price open on Wednesday, open high at least to the lower quad, of this range here, or to 50%, and what that is exactly what it did, and then we can go down. If I go to 1 hour chart, I took all these trades like magic. Like I couldn't afford to let them move, and I really capitalized on these ones. Yeah, I capitalized on this one. And remember, when I take a significant low like this one, I was out. I did not want to see it come down here. So you can see that we had manipulation there. Price displaced the lower, then left a fair value gap, came back, high low, higher low there. That is our OTE, optimal trade entry. At what time? At 7. That is the entry there. And then from there, displacement lower, New York 7 to 10. You have your best entries. So once you get in, you get your entry. From there, you just let price do its thing. Simple, just like that. Simple logic. We go to US 100. Same case scenario. You see that? Same case scenario in the on the daily chart. Before we go to the 1 hour chart, you see that same case study. You can see this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday high there. The other one, Wednesday, made the high of the week, so we have that SMT there. When your start is failing to take Wednesday's high, this one does that. So that is a reversal there. Then I want the next candle once closes to open and then dump before the TGIF that happened. I did not trade the TGIF, like I had done enough the whole week. Like that was enough for me. You see that? So I'm entering here because I'm watching this gap here. So you see, for me to get some of those nice entries on the highs and the lows, you see that? I'm watching there. So you see it has taken liquidity. You see this gap here? Yeah, that one there. So it has taken liquidity into a key level. So when it's getting into that key level, I'm selling. But you can get better entries on the lower time frame as you make it run lower. So you don't need all the higher time, that exact higher top. No, you don't need that. But you can get some better entries like the 2022 model and all that. See this one? So high, low, higher, high. Price closes, market structure shift there. Comes back with fair value gap. So that's a unicorn. We have a breaker here, a fair value gap, and then from there you can get your entry, clean entry there. Then from there you can let the market do its will. You just wait for it to deliver. You don't have to chase anything. So understand why the market has to do what it is supposed to do. Good. Same to US 500. So that I wind up this, guys. I can feel myself straining. So this one, we had this gap there. When price is getting into that gap after taking all these highs here, that is a sell there on Wednesday. Okay, but the best entry all the time, I always send the second entry is this one on Thursday. What time? 10. So from 7 to 10 you have your entry. The rest is to let price do what is supposed to do. It never gets easier than that. I'm so good on liquidity. I rarely miss that, because once I know we have manipulation to a key level, I'm getting in there as far as we have the time frame alignment and the kill zone. From there, you let the market do its will. Guys, I hope this was something that has activated your energy, as now, because we are now back in full swing, so that we can ensure that we end the year in style. You don't need to force yourself too much, to push yourself too much. because we have more years to come. So for now, if you don't know what you're doing, just concentrate on um, mastering the skill. And guys, that is it for today. I'm not feeling that I can continue from here. I'm sure if you made it this far, just know that I appreciate you more than you know. We are back, we are focused, and this time we are moving with intention. All you can do, just drop a comment, give me that thumbs high, and just to appreciate that all I'm doing is worth your time. And remember that charts don't make traders. Discipline and consistency do. Stay sharp, stay patient, and always let the market come to you. Until next time, peace.